Hello students, from previous video we learned that increased wind speed is indeed accompanied by reduced air pressure. Can you imagine what would happen if high speed winds blew over the roofs of building? If the roofs were weak, they could be lifted and blown away. That means if there is a high speed wind and if the roof is weak of a building, then it can easily be lifted by the high speed wind. So that is the reason, if the roof is weak, then it can be lifted by the high speed wind. And what the high speed wind is doing, high speed wind reduce the air pressure. Now let us try to understand how winds are produced, how they bring rain, and how they can be destructive sometimes. Movement of air. Air moves from high pressure zone to low pressure zone of air. Air from high pressure zone rushes towards the low pressure zone to fill the gap. Thus, greater is the pressure difference, greater will be the speed of wind, and vice versa. Cause of wind movement. Pressure difference in the air is caused by differential heating. Differential heating means the difference between the temperature. If we can say that temperature is rising, then at that particular area the pressure is become lower, and where we are considering that temperature is lowering, then the pressure area of that particular region is higher. We can say that the pressure and temperature are inversely proportional to each other. If the temperature is rising, then the pressure is decreasing, and if the temperature is decreasing, the pressure is rising. So we can say that when in a particular area, if the heating is more, that means the temperature of that area has become high and pressure is become low of that area, then that area or zone is known to be as a low pressure area zone. And if the temperature is low, then that particular area the pressure is high, then that particular zone or region is said to be the high pressure zone. So pressure and temperature are inversely proportional to each other. It means if temperature is increases, then pressure is decreases. If temperature is decreases, then the pressure is increases. And in that way we are creating a high pressure zone and there is a low pressure zone. That's why it is mentioned here, the pressure difference in the air is caused by differential heating. So in that way in nature there is a pressure difference is created. Warm air rises up because it becomes lighter. This creates an area of low pressure below the rising air. The area of low pressure is quickly filled by cool air from the surrounding. That is how the wind movement is created on the earth. The differential heating of air creates pressure difference, which makes the wind movement. So again we summarize that air moves from the region where the air pressure is high to the region where the pressure is low. Where the air pressure high, it means at that particular region the temperature is low, and where we are saying the region where the pressure is low, it means that the temperature of that particular region is high. The greater the difference in the pressure, the faster the air moves. But how the pressure difference created in nature is the difference in temperature involved the following activity will help to understand this. So answer of this question, that how are the pressure differences created in nature, that is created because of the differential heating. Is the differences temperature involved? The answer is yes. I already mentioned to you that pressure and temperature are inversely proportional to each other. It means one is increases, then another one is decreases. To understand better, we will see an activity. The topic has given to you, air expands on heating. Activity 8.5. In that activity, what we required? In that activity, what we required? We required a boiling tube, which I encircled to you. We required a boiling tube. We required balloon. We also required normal water. Then after, we required a hot water, and we also required the cold water. So what are the things which we required in that activity? We required one beaker, that is known to be as a beaker or any vessel, that is tube, boiling tube, and we also required a balloon. Now what we are doing in that activity? First, we take a boiling tube, stretch a balloon tightly over the neck of the tube as it's shown into the figure. We can also use a tape to make it tight. Now what we are doing is, we pour some hot water in a beaker. We take some hot water and boiled water, and we pour hot water into a beaker. Insert a boiling tube with the balloon in the hot water. Into the hot water. Like it shows here, we have taken a boiling tube attached with the boiling tube attached with a balloon and inserted into the hot water. What we are doing, we are inserted into the hot water. Observe for 2 to 3 minutes for any change in shape of the balloon. What changes we have seen? If we see the change, then we can find that the balloon got inflated. As soon as we inserted or immersed that boiling tube into the hot water, then we observed that there is a change in the shape of the balloon and it got inflated. Now we take the tube out, let it cool down to the room temperature. What we are doing is, again we are taking out it, and first we cool down to the room temperature. Then after, what we are doing, we take some ice cold water in another beaker and place the tube with the balloon in cold water for 2 to 3 minutes, and we observe the change in the shape of the balloon. After that, what we are doing is, we take that boiling tube into the another, which I encircled to another beaker, and we put into a iced cold water. What we are doing, we put the boiling tube into the iced cold water, and that what we are observing it, then the balloon got deflated. That means the shape of the balloon got changed. This time it is not in the position of inflated, but it got deflated. So what are the reason why in hot water, when we take the boiling tube into the hot water, it become inflated, and why it is become the deflated? Now we want to find out that answer. What makes the balloons inflated when the boiling tube is placed in hot water? When we place the boiling tube into the hot water, then the air inside the boiling tube become hot, and as it becomes hot, it rises up, and due to that rises of the hot air, the balloon got inflated, or in another word we can say that the air expands on heating. Why is the same balloon deflated when the tube is kept in cold water? The same tube which is kept into the cold water, the balloon got deflated. The reason is because when we put into the cold water, the air inside the boiling tube become cooled, and cooled air contract. In another words, we can say that air contracts when cooling is there, and due to that the air which is expands into the balloon, it contract and it moves down, and due to that the balloon got deflated. Can we infer from the first observation that air expands on heating? We can say yes. From the first observation we can say that air expands on heating. Can you now state what happened to the air in the boiling tube when it cools down? Air contract due to the cooling. So that is the activity, and in that way we can say that from that activity that air expands on heating and air contracts when cooling takes place. Now we will move on to the another activity to understand better how the warm air rises up, or we can say that when there is a warm air, then warm air is always rises up. For in that activity what we required the two paper bags of same size, and we required a stick and a candle. Now what we are doing in that activity, we take two paper bags or empty paper cups of same size, and we hang the two bags in the inverted position on the two ends of a metal or a wooden stick. As you can see, there are the two paper bags and they are hung invertedly. That means the open end of the paper bags is upside down and the closed end of the paper bags are tied with the string and suspended on a wooden stick. Now what we are doing, we tie a piece of thread in the middle of the stick also. Now what we are doing, hold the stick by the thread as in balance, as it shown in the figure. Now what we are doing, we put a burning candle below one of the bags that we have. Suppose from one of the bags we have taken the left hand bag, that means in that bag we have put in the burning candle just below that bag. As shown in the figure, what we observe? We observe that in that case what we observe that in first picture there is a balance between the two paper bags, and whereas in the second picture when we taking a burning candle there is a disturbance of the balances takes place. So why this disturbance of balances takes place? We need to find out that answer. Why is the balance of bags disturbed? The answer is the balance of the bags is disturbed because when we take the burning candle below one of the paper bag, then above the burning candle, or you can say in between the paper bag and between the burning candle there is a gap in which the air is there, and that air is become hot, or you can say that it's become warm, and due to that air is become warm, and that warm air is rises up, and when that warm air is rises up it pushes the paper bag, and when it pushes the paper back, then then it disturbs the balance of these two paper bags, and that is the reason that there is a unbalanced situation in that paper bags occur. So from that activity, what we conclude that as the warm air rises up, it pushes the bag above the candle and it disturbs the balance of the paper bag. Does the disturbance of the balance suggest that the warm air is lighter than the cold air? The answer is yes. The warm air is lighter than the cold air. Now the question has given to us, can we now explain that why the smoke always rises up? The answer is, it is important to remember that on heating the air expands, as we already understood that in the previous activity in which we have taken the boiling tube attached with a balloon in a hot water and cold water, where we saw that balloon inflated when it is put into a hot water and balloon got deflated when it is put into the cold water. The reason is the hot water, when we put into the hot water, air becomes hot and it rises up, whereas when we put into the cold water, it cools down and due to that it got deflated. So we can say that warm air is lighter. So the answer why smoke always rises up, the answer is, again I quoted to you, it is important to remember that on heating the air expands and occupy more space. When the same thing occupies more space, it becomes lighter. It's become lighter. The warm air is therefore lighter than the cold air, and that is the reason that the smoke goes up. In nature, there are several situations where warm air rises at a place. The air pressure at that place is lowered. The cold air from the surrounding areas rushes into fill its space. This sets up the convection in air, and in that way we can say that in nature we can create the pressure difference, and which we also call the differential heating. And due to that differential heating, the air moves from higher pressure region to the lower pressure region, and due to that convection of air, the nature created the high pressure zone and the low pressure zone, and in that way the wind circulation is set up. So that is the basic idea how the wind circulation is set up, how the air expands on heating, and why the smoke is always rises up or the warm air is always rises up. I hope you understand these topics which we have learned today. Number one, air expands on heating. Number two, warm air always rises up, and because of that, how the wind circulation is formed. In this video, we have learned all these things. I hope you understand. Thank you very much.